Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you haven't subscribed already, we'd love if you do so. Today we're going to be talking about the new bareMinerals BarePRO foundation, and they actually sent this to us with a contour palette and a few other things. So we're kind of going to be reviewing the whole collection but focusing on the foundation. So first up is the bareMinerals Good Hydration's Silky Face Primer, and we're all about hydrating face primers. We have dry skin, so we usually gravitate towards anything that says hydrating, as most people do, I assume. And the claims are, it says, rich silky texture, dries to a smooth radiant finish, reduces the appearance of dryness and fine lines for a smooth canvas. So that is what a hydration primer would do. We don't really think that's what it does. I mean, to be honest, neither of us even put this on our faces because the texture was so not for our skin type. Like, first of all, I really like the packaging. I do too. It makes it super easy to get a precise amount. Kind of like the Makeup Forever primers, they have this like nozzle, and when you put it out on your hand, it looks like this creamy kind of milky consistency, and it feels very cooling and nice. But when you start to like blend it in, it almost goes to like a powder finish. Not powder in my mind, but it kind of still feels like a moisturizer. But when I put it on my face, it started to just feel really like silicone-y and slippy, but not like actually moisturizing. It actually started to make my skin feel really dry, so I like washed it off immediately, and maybe I should have given it a chance, but it like felt the opposite of moisturizing. It just felt dry, but it just felt dry, and it felt like it was sucking all the life out of my skin. But I do think if you have oily skin, you would actually like this, because does it say if it's for... No, because they also make a combo skin. Yeah, but it says this one is for normal to dry skin. So maybe if you even had normal skin, you'd like this, because I do think it does feel like there's silicone in here. So if you're someone that wants to like hide the appearance of pores, I think this would help with that. And it does, I mean, if it has silicone in it, it definitely fills in pores. So yeah, I do think it would do that. But to me, like, this isn't a radiant finish, like even on our hands. Oh, it's not. It's not a glowy finish at all. And so for dry skin, it almost looks matte, honestly. Yeah, so for dry skin, I would say it's a no-go. But if you have normal or even oily skin, you would probably like this because it is silicone-y, but not super silicone-y like those Smashbox primers that we absolutely despise. But yeah, for dry skin, it kind of just made our skin more dry. Next up, we're going to talk about the star of the show, the bareMinerals BarePRO Performance Wear Liquid Foundation, and they also sent the brush with it, which is their Luxe Performance brush. So to just talk about the foundation, hold on, I wrote some notes down. Well, there's how many shades? 30. There's 30 shades, which is super impressive. Super, super impressive. They claim, do you want to read it? Yeah, it improves the appearance of skin texture over time. It's breathable and creamy with a natural matte finish and feels like second skin. It has bamboo stem extract that gives you a blurring, soft, focused, Instagram-worthy and real-life glow. Papaya enzymes help to exfoliate and improve skin's texture, and it's 24 hours of coverage. Long wear technology mimics the natural lipids in your skin and adheres to your complexion, which I do agree with. So lots of big claims. First of all, the component, I really love this bottle. I love it. A really nice glass bottle. It's super heavy, like it's luxurious. Really, really nice pump, like amazing pump. Like mine is so messy. Even heavy duty cap. We're both wearing this foundation today, and we've both been testing it out for like a week, so we have a lot of thoughts. So I would say these are my pros in the foundation. It's a light to medium coverage in my mind. Well, more like a medium coverage. Yeah. I don't think it's full coverage. Do they claim that? Yes. They do say it is a 24-hour wear, good for skin, breathable, full coverage foundation. Yeah, I don't think it's full coverage, but for me that's a pro because I really like medium coverage foundations. I do agree with the fact that it's comfortable to wear and kind of lays on your skin like second skin. It feels very light on the face. It's a really liquidy consistency, which I love. That's my favorite type of foundation. I feel like generally those feel nice on your face. I thought it was semi-easy to blend. I like that it's a thin consistency, like we both said we like that. And I do think it lasted all day, so that's a pro. Like, it still looked fairly good at the end of the day, and this color match is phenomenal. Where the shade, because they do have 30. Yeah, Cashmere 06. and I love the color match, which it's so hard to find good colors in foundations.
I'll just go off of your pros.
Okay, yeah, go off.
So I agree. My favorite thing about it is the consistency. It's super liquidy. So I feel like when you dot it on your face, for me at least, it blended out really flawlessly because it was liquid. So it's easier to move around and blend out. And I think that liquidy foundations, more watery foundations, tend to they like blend in with your skin instead of sitting on top of the skin. That's why we don't like full coverage foundations, because they tend to be super thick and they literally sit on top of your skin and cling to dry patches and cling to your pores and all that bad stuff. So with this type of foundation, it just does look like second skin, which I really like. I think that, yeah, the color match is absolutely perfect, and it does last 100% all day. And okay, well, we'll go into the cons and then say who we think this would be good for.
Yeah. So for the cons, honestly, this is like cake city for me. It makes my face look very cakey at the end of the day. And like I said, I've worn it 5 or 6 times now, and I don't know what it is, but it's something with this in my skin type that, yeah, it makes me look cakey, and it also is so matte. Like, they call it a natural matte. For me, it leaves my skin extremely matte. So the matteness accentuates my fine lines, my pores. Like, it just accentuates any texture I have, which I really don't like. Like, honestly, right now my skin is kind of still combo, leaning dry, but I still get oily, like in my forehead and nose area. But when I wear this, like, no oils come through.
Oh yeah, no.
Like, it keeps me very matte. So, I mean, maybe
we wore to a wedding, and it was nice for that because it did last on the skin.
Yeah, but like I said, like I wrote, accentuates texture, large pores, fine lines, and those are things that I'm kind of already self-conscious about. Like, they're things, like, even more than my breakouts that I don't want to show. Like,
yeah,
I just really, I want to, like, smooth my fine lines and smooth my pores, and this just accentuates them for me. So
because I feel like at first when you put it on, it does look like a natural matte. And it looks really beautiful on the skin when you first apply it. But I think, like, I mean, it does, they claim to have a lot of different technologies in here, and I do think it does have some sort of weird, in a good way, formula where that it, like, gets more matte throughout the day, so that it, like, absorbs the oils almost instead of letting the oils peek through. That has to be, like, my guess on how it works. And so it can last on the skin for so long, which is amazing, but then it just ends up looking drier and drier and drier as the day goes on. So if you have oily skin, I totally think you would love this.
Me too.
100%.
And also, if you think that you're looking at us and you're like, they don't look matte, I put, like, no joke, 3 different moisturizers and, like, an illuminizer under this to make it not look so
I put oil in with my moisturizer to have, like, a good oily base.
Yeah, like, honestly, if I went in with just a primer or even just a moisturizer in this, like, honestly, no.
Yeah.
This would be great for oily skin, though.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm bummed, and I'm gonna try to keep using it because they sent it to us, and thank you so much.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we love this brand in general.
Yeah, we love the bronzers. I have the serum concealer. Like, we love a lot of products from bareMinerals, so the cons were definitely disappointing.
And it's not like we hate this by any means.
No.
It just doesn't work with our skin type. But we think it's a very good quality foundation.
Definitely a good quality foundation.
And I will, like what she said, like, I'm just going to try to use it, maybe mix it in with, like,
other
a
foundations.
glowy foundation. So that if I'm doing something where I need it to last all day, I know this will work in that way.
Definitely.
So I'm definitely going to still use it, for sure.
And now we can talk about the brush.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the brush that is supposed to be used with this foundation, and it's supposed to mimic the, like, shape of your fingertips.
Yeah.
So, like, you're applying foundation with fingertips. I love this brush.
I really like it too.
I think it's amazing quality because, okay, it's super dense, it's super soft.
And I like that it's tapered. Like,
Yeah,
it goes
so
up into
it, like, doesn't soak in a lot of foundation. You get a really even, nice coverage. I do think it takes longer than my other foundation brushes because of the shape. You kind of have to, like, put it on and then kind of, like, get in there and, like, smooth it out. But I don't really mind that. I love how soft the bristles are, and I just like how it applies foundation. I was shocked by how much I really like this brush.
Yeah, I agree. I think it works really well. I prefer, like, a beauty sponge in general because it shears out the foundation, and like we mentioned, we don't like something full coverage. So I still did take my sponge after and, like, went over my face to make it a little more sheer and more even, if you will. But I definitely like how this applies. I think they do go really well together.
Yeah, me too.
And that's pretty rare.
Yeah, well, for bareMinerals, it's not. We really haven't tried, like, a lot of their complexion products, but I think everything they launch with a brush.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, they did a good job. It's a good pair.
So this is the bareMinerals BarePRO Contour in the shade Tan to Dark. You get 3 shades in here. So you get shade 1 is called Shade, 2 is called Blend, and 3 is Pop. So it's basically a bronzer, a contour, and a highlight shade.
Yeah, and we should have gotten the light to medium. They sent us
The fair to light or
fair
whatever.
to light because that's our skin tone. So our thoughts could be because the shades are just off for us. So
They
just
most likely are.
bear in mind.
Yeah. As far as packaging goes, I actually really love this
Me too.
packaging. I think that sometimes when something's made of cardboard, it looks very cheap, but this definitely is like heavier, like we said, the other products are more luxurious. It has a nice mirror in here, and it's just simple. I really like
It
this.
magnetizes really well. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be great to travel with.
Yeah, I'm into it a lot. So first let's talk about the claims. It says contouring made easy, medium to full, buildable coverage, breathable, silky, smooth textures, natural matte finish, and then it talks about the brush. So I will say once again, this is not a natural matte. This to me is a matte
too.
finish. Okay, so I use the bareMinerals Invisible Bronzer on a day-to-day basis. And if any of you have ever tried that, you know that it has like a sheen to it. It almost has like super refined glitter. It's not even glitter, I don't want to say. It's definitely a sheen though, and I don't really use
pearl particles.
Pearl particles, yeah. So like this to me is like the opposite of that because there is no sheen. So because we have dry skin, we like to use products that are a bit more radiant. But this is definitely matte. So if you like matte bronzers, you'd probably like this.
Yeah, I can start talking about my opinions.
Yeah.
The contour shade, I actually really like the shade, even though it is a hair dark for us.
But it's very like cool neutral.
It's very cool tone, but not too cool tone. But my issue with this was it would not blend out on me. Like, I'm not even joking. I barely touched my face, and then I tried to blend it out with a million brushes, and it was so difficult to blend out, and I'm really not sure why. Like,
I think that's
when you touch it, they feel very creamy, and I just don't know what it was.
I think it's because they're a bit pigmented. So
Yeah.
even though it's smooth and goes on the skin very smoothly, I think it's harder to blend out because it's so pigmented. Same thing with like a very pigmented blush.
Yeah, could be.
Like here, I'll show you guys, like, it's very pigmented.
Yeah.
But very, very smooth.
Yeah, the powders feel very silky and nice. And then number 2 is like the shade that you're recommended to blend your contour out with, so kind of like a bronzer shade. And this shade just did not work for me.
Yeah, you can see it swatched on my hand.
Yeah.
It's just very warm.
Like, it looks like a mustard orange eyeshadow.
Oh, this would be a beautiful eyeshadow.
Yeah, like,
though,
I'm
if I
probably-
can just say that.
I'm probably gonna use it as an eyeshadow, but not for our skin tone at all. Like, no, just cannot. And then honestly, this is also too dark for our skin tone, so I didn't even use it like under my eyes or to set anything because the shade just did not work.
Yeah, I do think, I mean, honestly, I might use, like, looking at these swatches in my hand, this is like my perfect ideal eye look. Like, this is a beautiful cream shade. Yeah, I'm gonna use these on my eyes for sure. But like Carly said, we think that this is just too dark for us. So,
But also, I had issue blending the contour.
had issues blending because we do, well, we'll talk about this brush really quickly. So this is the brush that comes with it, and when we put on bronzers, we like to use a stippling brush because it shears out the product and makes it look very natural on the skin. So I think for us, like, this type of brush isn't what we would use.
Yeah.
But that's all like based on your preference,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, we just had issues blending with this brush.
Yeah, but I will say some pros on this brush. I actually love the shape.
Me too. It's a little bit fatter.
It's really easy. Yeah, for contour, I think this is an awesome shape because it's not going to give you a super harsh contour, but it's way too dense for my liking, and I think that was another issue with blending out the contour because it applied so much product because it's, I mean, I don't know if you can see, but like I'm pushing down and it's like dense.
I actually think this would be really nice for cream contour.
Yeah, maybe for cream to like lay that down because I think these are synthetic.
Yeah.
Or wait, maybe they're not.
No, they have to be synthetic.
Yeah. But the really soft bristles, like I said, too dense for my liking, and it did shed on my first use, which I thought was like, come on, I just got this brush. But I think I could use it, yeah, for like cream contour or other products that I just can't use it with powder. It was like too much powder being applied there.
Yeah. But I definitely think like,
Oh, and it's called the Blooming Blush.
which is
That's
really cute, yeah. This contour shade, I do think if we use, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Real Technique setting brush, but that one's actually really good for contour because it's so small that you can, sometimes I use it to just define like this area right here. So I do think like that type of brush that's just a lot less dense, more fluffy, smaller, would be good to use with this contour because it is so silky that it like does look nice. It's just a little bit harder to blend out with such a dense brush, if that makes sense.
Thank you guys so much for watching our review on these new bareMinerals products.
Let us know if you've tried any of these products down below.